All right, my friends, just want to share something really cool with you. I apologize for the video quality coming from my laptop right now. My 3-year-old somehow got a hold of it, fridge, and he ran the water from the fridge straight on to the laptop. He opened it up and everything, so like he literally was just pouring water straight onto the keyboard. So it's a miracle that it even works anymore. But the picture quality is really not great. So apologize for that. But today I wanted to jump in and show you guys some, just give you a live demonstration of how easy and effective and literally awesome ClickFunnels is. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around and I'm going to build a funnel right in front of your eyes. And this isn't going to be a full-blown funnel like Russell Brunson will go and say, we're going to build like a ready-to-make money funnel in 30 minutes. And he'll set the timer and go and do that. I'm just going to give you a demonstration of the different features and how easy it is to use. So this isn't going to be a ready-to-deploy funnel. It's just going to show you ClickFunnels. So hopefully we'll be able to get it done a lot faster and it'll be more simple, and it's just me, not a team, no copywriters or anything. So we're just going to launch into it and I'm going to show you around ClickFunnels, and you're going to see why it's such a vital tool that you absolutely do not want to try to do any kind of online business without. So let's get started. Okay, so we're in ClickFunnels now. This is what you're going to see. This is going to be kind of the main area because it's all about funnels. So it's going to show you your different funnels right here. To add a new funnel, we can just click on Add New Funnel, and you can choose if you want a simple 2-step funnel to collect emails. That's just an opt-in funnel. It's what's called a landing page and a thank you page. So the landing page is what says, hey, here's our giveaway, here's the bribe, here's the lead magnet is the nicest way to say it. But the clearest way to explain it for me is a bribe. We are saying, I will give you this if you will give me your email. And let me keep sending you more emails, more information, so that we can get to know each other and kind of get warmed up so you can decide if you want to actually give me money. You have to build value, show people that you have value before you sell them your products. So this is a good first kind of funnel to start with, because you want to get people into a funnel and into an autoresponder program that is going to lead them to the point where they're likely to give you money. Because whether you realize it or not, you probably think that you've gone and purchased stuff online where it was when you first, you just went there, you're like, yep, I want this, boom, I got it. Well, most likely you did not. Most likely you went through some form of a relationship building funnel without even knowing it. It may not have been building a relationship, but it may have been building your desire for that thing, your awareness of that thing. And you got to a certain point, like nobody just woke up and said, I'm going to jump online and I'm going to buy the first pair of tires, the first set of tires I find, because I need Bridgestone Blizzaks in California. If you don't know, Blizzaks are a winter tire. Okay, so you wake up, you see the weather, you see, oh, it's going to snow, you see an advertisement for TireRack.com where they say, you see what your ride would look like with different rims and things. And you get on there and you kind of play with that, and it's all part of a process. Even if you buy tires in that very visit, there was a process where there's a series of decisions that brought you to that decision point where you decided to spend money. Okay, and so selling a product is something where you want to have that funnel set up to be able to send people to, but you don't always want to just send cold traffic there. You can send cold traffic, and sometimes you can warm people up right in that funnel and get a deal in the funnel. But a lot of times what you're doing is just very simple, low barrier to entry funnel to collect emails, and then your emails to them are giving value and then asking them to visit your sales funnel. Giving value, ask them to visit. Give value, ask them to visit. And that's where you're effectively remarketing, retargeting those people that are on your list, and now you're remarketing to them for free. You don't have to pay Facebook for them again. You get to just keep sending them all the emails you want. And the more effective you are at providing value in those emails, the more effective you will be at getting them to open your emails and visit your links, ultimately, which leads to buying. Host a webinar is a great funnel because what that does is it gives you as close to the face-to-face experience as you can get. And nothing sells better, nothing closes customers better than face-to-face. Webinars are the next best thing. Okay, they're like 80% effective, or 80% as effective as face-to-face. All right, so let's just jump in here and collect emails. I'm going to call this demo, and I'm going to build a funnel. So once you click on this, it's actually going to go and build the steps of the funnel for you. And then you can do either what Russell Brunson likes to do, which is he likes to start with a blank page, or you can choose any of these templates. The templates are really nice. This is a template that I built and saved myself. I'll show you how to do that. Very easy. But let's just go. Oh, here's kind of cool. Let's say sort by top converting. Okay. Now it's going to rearrange these and show you which templates have been the most effective. Now, for me, that doesn't matter because personally, I think this template right here looks better than this one. Do I know that this template is the reason that it's converting better, or is it that the people who have used this template have just gone for their personal taste and they happen to be better at copywriting, and so they put a really good headline in there, but let's just use that. So you click on select template. You can also preview the templates larger so that you can decide better. It's going to show you how many visitors your funnel is getting and how many people actually opt in and what kind of conversion rate you're getting. It will let you create a split test variation. I can duplicate from the opt-in page, which is what you generally want to do because you only want to make small changes, or you can create from template, which in this case I'm going to do just so that we can grab a different template. So again, I always like to arrange by top converting. And it looks like there's actually some different templates available here. So this is one that I like. I'm going to show you that you can preview these. You can put a video in here, an image of your product, whatever you're giving away, and then get the report right now. You can change that to get whatever it's going to be. Another one that's really cool is the product launch funnel. And that's not going to be in here because that's for other things. So anyway, this doesn't really matter because we're not going to go into it. So I'm just going to say opt-in A. That would be AB, AB1. So this is my AB test, my split test. You've got option A, option B, and it's going to tell you which one gets higher conversions. And you can refine that as you go and say, okay, so, and like I said, ideally these would be the same, and it's like one word that's different, or the headline is different, or everything is exactly the same except the color of the button or the background image. You have just one thing that's different, and that way you know when one is performing better, you say, okay, so this is why. This is the sole difference that we can credit for better performance here. And then you change your control to have that same thing that's working well, and you change your variation with a new change and see now what performs better. And you can reset all these stats. Where'd that go? I'll come back to that because I think it's in settings. So that's a little more advanced, but you can reset the stats every time you do that so that you can get a new comparison and really see what's working. All right, let's go in here and click on Edit Page, and that's going to bring up that very page for us to edit. All right, this is an image. All you have to do is click on it, and you can go and change your logo. Let's say, I'm going to take these guys. I like Digital Marketer. I'm not allowed to use their logo in anything that I'm marketing, so I'm just recommending them to you. digitalmarketer.com. They've got a great podcast that I really like. But we are using ClickFunnels and recommending them. So boom, just like that, you've changed your logo. Okay, the same is true for your headline here. Put in a good headline, you put in some good copy here. Good. Now, you may or may not want both of these fields. Sometimes I'll take out the name field because that's a barrier to entry. Sometimes people don't like that. So now you've just got the email field, and let's change this button. I'm going to say hook me up. Normally people use all caps in their button. I used to always do these little brackets, but check this out. You can go to icon down here, and you can say arrow right, boom. You can say arrow down, which is really great if you're saying download this free report or whatever. Chevron to the right, which is kind of what I was doing with my little bracket thingies. You can do a plus. So you can add all these things to your buttons. You can also round the corners if you want. You can change the color right here. Let's make that blue. I think blue is better than red. Red, to me, it stands out, but it means red light. So a blue like this, in my opinion, is just more inviting. Green is like green light, go. But for some reason, it's not in my color palette. It just jumps out too much. Now maybe if we did a darker green like that, that would fit a little better. Okay, but I like the blue. And people notice blue. There was a study with, I think it was United Nations or something, but there are people on the shooting range, the officials on the shooting range kept getting shot. I shouldn't laugh about that, but they were out there with red helmets, and for some reason, like, they would go out in front of people while they were shooting and expect them to stop shooting, and they would get shot. And I don't really know the full details on this because my friend who's a security guard was telling me about it. You can change the background here, but they eventually they decided it was a problem, and when they brought in consultants to fix the problem, what they did was they changed the color of their helmets from red to blue, and they stopped getting shot. I don't know why. People just saw it better. So we always think that red is a good color that stands out and gets people's attention, but that little test to me said that blue works better. All right, I don't like that background image. So I'm going to go background settings again. Oh, this comes with a lot of backgrounds already. So I will grab one of theirs because their backgrounds, they've got some good ones. So let's make it real inviting. Let's go beachy. Okay, boom. Doesn't that look better? I think that looks better. Okay, so I've changed almost everything about this template, which is why I say that it doesn't really matter when they say top converting, because I'm going to change everything anyway. Change the copyright, all rights reserved. You can put your name in there. 100% secure. We never share your email. All that is really good stuff. You can edit your pop-up right here. Let's add one column block. Let's add an element in there. Let's say social shares. We really want people to share this. Let's hit on the plus right there. Actually, let's cancel that. We can stay in that one column block. So we'll get to the inner content, hit a plus, and then it will let us just bring up stuff. I'm going to do headline text. Oh, sounds like I've got kids awake. So this might get cut off, and I'll have to edit it all together later. I'm going to add a button. And so, let's see, before that, we really ought to have an email field so that people can give us their information. Input form. Okay. Now I'm going to click on this. We want to make it required. All we need is their email. Submit on enter. And you can tell how easy this is because I built these and I haven't even memorized what everything is yet or where it is on these because it's just that easy. It's not like I went through college training to do this. Style, simple. Where is it? I want to call this text align. Style. No. Corners. You can round the corners. Background. Oh, here we go. Input type, right at the top where it should be. Duh. All right, I want for their email address. Okay. Now for this, we want to go to this, our action. We want it to submit form. Okay. So now it says submit the page. That was red before, saying it wasn't set yet. All right. Now there's a lot of things we can do to make this more fancy and all that, but that's what we need right now. Share URL. You want to put in what URL you want that to share. If you want it to share this actual page. So I've got this on my thank you page, and I'm sharing the opt-in page because that's where I want people to go. I don't want them to land on the thank you page and have it be like, thank you, congratulations, I did not get your information, but I'm telling you that this stuff is on its way, which it would not be if I didn't get your information. So you want to put in the URL to send them to the page you want them to share. And here's what's really cool about that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save this. You want to save it, you can preview it, and it's going to show up just like that. Hook me up. Boom. You do that, and I'm not going to do it yet because I haven't set up the thank you page. But that's how easy that is to go from a very basic template to putting in all that stuff. Okay. Automation is where you want to go next, and you want to add a new email. You pull it up, and it's just like that. You start putting in your email, and you create your email. Email delivery, your first one, I usually want it to be immediate, so I leave that alone. Your second one, you can put in 1 day. I want it to be a day, and then you create your email, and it's going to create all that delay, and then it's going to just line those emails up here. One of the simplest autoresponder email systems that I've ever dealt with. So publishing, you can give these custom names, custom domains. Once you set your custom domain up, you can say this is the domain I want it on, and this is the path or the slug, whatever you want to call that. I want it to go to unitedmvp.club/opt-in, whatever you want. You can turn that into a ClickPop code, so you can get the code for that, and you can put this on any website. If you've got like a WordPress website or whatever, you can put this as the link for any image, so you can create your own ads and say, want more info? Click here. Or you can have like a picture of Russell Brunson teaching his ClickFunnels stuff, and you can put this in as the link, and it will look like it's an ad from him, and when people click on it, it pops up your opt-in funnel, and they opt into your system. Now you have their email address, they're on your list, and so the same here, where people they can just click a link to opt in their email. So this is where it knows their email. If you send the email to them, once you get people on your email list, you can put these links in your emails, and what it will do is you can just say, hey, I've got a great new offer, opt in now, get it now. And when people click on that, it automatically opts them in it knows their email, and like they don't even have to do anything. You can turn this into a page on your WordPress site, so you don't have to mess with all this domain and stuff. You just enter their plugin or upload their plugin, activate it, connect it through their little piece of code, their API, and now you have access on your WordPress site to all of your ClickFunnels pages. And anything you do here, you can just, all your funnels, you can launch them on your blog. You can do the same on Facebook. You can put a funnel on Facebook. You've got your embed code so that you can embed it on any website, and you can download the HTML. If you're a bit of a coder, you can grab this information and keep it. You don't even have to keep your ClickFunnels account. Now, ClickFunnels is so useful and so awesome that I don't know anyone who does that, who just says, oh, I want my 14-day trial and I'm going to build this funnel and then steal it because I have the know-how to just take the HTML and then build it. It's like, if you've got that know-how, then just use the HTML, and you probably realize what an incredible deal ClickFunnels is for what it does, and it would save you so much time and money that you would never dream of going elsewhere that way. So anyway, I'm sorry if I'm like so boring this morning. It's really early. I got my ginger beer out so I could have something to drink, but I didn't drink it before we started. So that's just kind of a quick overview, and that's seriously just such a small sampling of what you can do with all of this. I am going to go to the thank you page. By the way, just to show you that kind of how this works, you'll see there's all these different templates here now because it knows this is a thank you page. And so you've got all these different kinds of pages to choose from. You've got sales pages. I want the sales page. I want the pre-launch page. I want the order form, the one-click upsell, also called a one-time offer or OTO, one-click downsell. So if they click and say, no, I don't want that upsell, you can have it go to a downsell and say, okay, you didn't want to buy 5 more of these, but what if I gave you 3 more for the same discount rate as the 5 more? Okay, and then you're downselling from what your upsell was, but what happens is when people hear a higher number, they are programmed to be more willing to part with money. And so there's people out there who have strategies where they'll start talking about the value of their product, and they'll be like, so as you can see, when you add all these things up, this product is clearly worth $1 million. However, I clearly cannot charge you $1 million for this product because you can't afford $1 million. But you can see that it's worth it, can't you? You kind of ask that, and so they get that number fixed in their head, but but I can't afford $1 million. But yes, I can see that it's worth $1 million. And then, and so this particular example was a consultant who sold his services for like $70,000, and he would do this where he would say that it was worth $1 million, but I understand you can't afford $1 million, but let's go on and just talk about the stuff. And so then he wouldn't talk about price anymore. He would just talk about all his value, and at the end, he'd have people sign up for $70,000 consulting fees, like without even thinking, because it sounded so much better than $1 million. So that's kind of what the one-click downsell does. And then you've got the order confirmation. Going into all these, like I'm basically leaving function of ClickFunnels and going into theory of funnels. So I apologize, I might cut this out. But then you've got, for your webinar, you start with a registration, then you go to the thank you, then you got the broadcast room where they're actually going to watch the webinar when it happens. You got auto webinars, basically the same thing, except it's registration, thank you, and now a replay room. So over here we've got the broadcast room where you're actually broadcasting live, and over here you've got the replay room. And so if you're wondering how to do that, broadcast live, YouTube has a live functionality. It's where you can just kind of launch that. I think it's also called Google Live or something. And then there's all these other actual webinar systems that you can pay for that have extra benefits and things that work really well. But they can register right in there, and it's all connected to it, and you can send them reminders and everything leading up to it and right before it. Membership. If you're interested in any kind of online education, you want to build a membership funnel or a membership site where people can pay a monthly fee to have access to your content, there's 2 ways that can be done. And that's all handled through Stripe, which integrates with ClickFunnels. It's like PayPal, but your customers don't have to have a Stripe account to use it. They just use their credit card like anyone else. So it feels a little more professional. You can integrate with PayPal as well and use that. But Stripe has really great rates and really great functionality. But you can build entire educational courses here where they get an educational video, they have all the information underneath it, and then after they go through that, they can move on to the next module or the next video, the next piece of instruction. And they can always come and get into their membership area and see what they have access to. And all of that is just as easy as what we've done. It's essentially done for you. Pretty amazing how all of this happens. And you can charge people a one-time fee or a monthly fee, whatever you want. There is an older couple out there who I believe the husband is the poet and the wife is the artist. And so he writes poetry and she illustrates images to go with that poetry, and they charge people $5 a month to be on their list, and they get these daily poems with artwork, and that's it. Like, that's the whole value of it. If you like poetry and you like their poems, you're like, oh, I get this daily poem. I'm sure they're encouraging poems and uplifting, and they help make someone's day better. But that's it. They're saying, we will email you a poem every day. And that's what they do for a living. $5 a month. Doesn't sound that neato, right? But they have 20,000 subscribers. You know what 20,000 subscribers paying you $5 a month equals? 20,000 times $5 is $100,000 every month. How would you like to make $100,000 a month for writing poetry and drawing pictures? Like, it doesn't matter what your expertise is or what you're great at. You could literally be making $100,000 a month by registering 20,000 people out of the 5 or 6 billion people we have on Earth now, 320 million in the US, that if you can get 20,000 of them that like what you like and see enough value to give you $5 a month, which, I mean, honestly, even if they probably have people on their list who never read their poems, but it's $5 a month. That's a cup of coffee. So why cancel? Oh, no, I'll probably get to that. I might have a day where I need to go back and just read all those poems because I've got a sad day and I'm out of ice cream, and so I'm just letting these poems store up. I don't have to read them every day, but it's nice to know that they're there and I can go back to my email anytime and find these poems. They literally probably have people that don't even realize that they're on that list. But it's $5 a day. I'm not going to call the bank and track this down and figure out how this is happening and why it's happening. It's such a small amount that you don't get any complaints. You don't get people unsubscribing, and they're making $1.2 million a year by writing poems. And they probably write 7 poems on Sunday and illustrate them on Monday and add them to their autoresponder on Tuesday, and then take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday off and go do whatever they want with $100,000 that month. Go to Hawaii, write their poems in Hawaii. I mean, they're living the life. And that's a retired couple that is able to figure out this kind of technology and do that kind of stuff online with it, okay? So you got ClickPops and then miscellaneous. I don't even know what this is. Never clicked on that before. All right, so you got all these different really miscellaneous templates. This is interesting. I've never clicked on this before, so I've never seen all these things. So these are just totally random things. Supplement shop page, wedding invitation. Yeah, I mean, that's random. You could send out your, I've never thought of this. You could send out your entire wedding announcement, RSVP system, everything all right on here. You could have a countdown timer. You could have all this stuff, build your list, send people to an online registration, what do they call it? Like gift registry, all this stuff. Man, you could have a really cool funnel for just got engaged for your wedding announcements. I never thought of that. I'm totally going to build the coolest wedding funnel ever. Wedding announcement funnel. Oh, that's going to be awesome. I can't believe I didn't think of that. This is okay. I'm on a different subject. I'm totally excited now, but now I know what I'm going to do next, because you can literally do anything with this. Okay, so that's ClickFunnels in a nutshell. You got your account details, your integrations, custom domains, digital assets. Okay, so this is important. You've got all this stuff over here, payment gateways, all that stuff that you want to set up, and you'll receive the training from Russell on how to do that. But your digital assets, this is like if you create an ebook or a flyer or some the PDF or something that people are going to get if they opt in, and this is where you want to add that new asset, and you upload it here and then you're able to give them that download. It'll give you a download link that you put in the first email that you send to them or on the thank you page. I like to put it in the email so that people actually go to their email rather than just going to the thank you page. And I mean, this has just seriously been like a short introduction, which I know looks and feels long because I'm slow and boring in the morning, and I don't get all hyped up and get all excited and look, I'm an awesome marketer guy. But I appreciate you taking the time to look through this, and there's all this stuff here that that you want to get into, and all this training comes with your ClickFunnels account. So I would recommend that you go ahead and get that now. Click the link below to get that, and to get a bunch of other really great information, including the 3 top grossing money-making funnels that that I will give you with this pre-built, ready for you just to go in and customize to your heart's content. And when you get in here, get your account, you want to go, I would say take 30 minutes to watch these 3 videos. They're less than 10 minutes each. How to master ClickFunnels in less than 10 minutes. Probably would have been a much more effective demo than what I just gave you. How to master the editor in less than 10 minutes, and how to master autoresponder and payment integration in less than 10 minutes, and you will be ready to rock and roll and make money online. Okay, this is another funnel that I'm working on that I'm kind of proud of, and I'll leave you with this. If you've ever been to Kickstarter.com, one of my favorite sites, I just think it's a really awesome website. Well, I was able to go in and say, I can duplicate my favorite launch that they had on there. And this is what they had. They had a big hero image. And then I think I added the countdown. I don't remember if they had that. Then they had these different sections, which just link to different parts in the page that they're going to get to. Facebook comments, more information about the product. So this is essentially, I'm still working on it. Oh, and then I duplicated it because I was going to take some of these things. I cloned part of it and added to it. But this is a prosthetic leg that I designed and engineered and built. And I'm putting together a Kickstarter style launch for this. Even though it's already been launched, it's been on the market for a year, I'm going to create my own pre-launch kind of style thing, give away different deals where people can support me and all these things. I need to add several more. I think I was just taking their numbers from my favorite Kickstarter campaign, and a lot that I can do in here. But you can sign up for Kickstarter and you can drive all this traffic to them and build their list and then give them a commission on the money you raise. Or if you got a product that you want to launch, you can do that yourself without giving any of that to Kickstarter. Okay, so this was a pre-launch funnel that I'm using. I'm using all these different pages that that I haven't done anything with yet. As you can see, I haven't put this out there yet. I haven't even published it. But that's just another example of all the things you can do. Okay, Actionetics, we haven't even gotten into. Best autoresponder. Why am I having a problem with the name? Your data, collecting data, so you know what's happening. I don't know why. That there's so many different ways that people say it. So Actionetics is ClickFunnels' special word for it. They're giving you the data on the actions that people take. Backpack lets you, and I'm not going into these deliberately right now because I'm going to go on forever if I keep doing this. But Backpack lets you set up your things so that people will get an affiliate commission, and you can now have people with huge audiences, people with blogs, all these things promoting your product because they know what they've specialized in is just building this list. So if you don't have a product, you don't have anything to sell, that's fine. Build a list. Use ClickFunnels to build a massive targeted list, and then you can go out and find people that do have a product, and they will pay you to market their product to your list. You never have to build anything. You never have to build, well, you have to build the landing pages and the funnels, but you never have to build anything in the physical world. You don't have to build a product. You don't have to write an ebook. You don't have to have information. You don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be out there saying, hey guys, listen to me, get my education. I'm going to teach you something. You don't have to do that. You just have to be the guy that provides that information. And I don't remember what the movie was called, but there was a movie with Michael J. Fox where he worked, he was like a doorman at a hotel or something. And he was the guy that knew everyone. He had all the hookups. People would be like, hey, you think you could get me tickets to the Mets game or to the Yankees or whatever? It's been a long time since I've seen this. But he was like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. And then some other, wealthy guy, they knew all these people. He'd be like, hey, got any extra tickets to the Mets game? And they'd be like, yeah, I can hook you up with tickets. Can you walk my dogs? And he'd be like, sure. And so he was like trading all these services and just like hooking everybody up. And he was the guy, the guy you go to. You can be the guy. You create this stuff where you're like, hey, I know who has the best information on funnel marketing. I know who has the best information on Facebook targeting. I know who's got the best information on sailing, where you can learn to sail online. I know who has the best information on, who's best at helping massage therapists. Let me hook you up. And you build lists of all these targeted demographics, and you're just the guy that introduces them to, hey, you've seen the other 3 things that I've showed you so far. You know that I've got good information. You know I don't recommend anything that isn't 100% awesome. You've got to check this out. And because they trust you and your third-party validation, they go and check out these things that people set up in Backpack, and they say, heck yeah, I'll buy that. It's the same thing that happens in network marketing. Well, it's what's supposed to happen in network marketing. Most people do network marketing absolutely wrong, and so that doesn't happen. But what should happen is that you build this credibility, you have this audience, you have this list already, and this is what happens with the top guys that they bring in and like, oh, I'll pay you $45,000 a month right off the bat to come over here, because they know those people have a list. They have people who follow them around and jump into whatever opportunity they recommend, because they've already built that trust and they've already had success, and they've built this up to where people are like, oh, I'll follow anywhere you go. And that's where the success comes in network marketing. Too many people think, oh, well, I got in, I tried, it didn't work, so I got out, and they burn all their bridges. Yeah, the first few really aren't supposed to work. What they're supposed to do is build connections, build experience, build knowledge. You get trained, you learn how to do it, you meet all these people, you get their information, you start building your list, you're building your audience, and it doesn't work for them either. But then you're the guy that finds the new one and goes to them and says, hey everyone, I know the last one didn't work for us, but I found something that I really believe in. I really think we got to take a look at this. Would you consider doing this with me? Let's set it up. I've got 200 people, and we'll set it all up with everyone kind of benefiting everyone. The first ones to get in are going to benefit the most, and I'm going to be putting everybody else under you. They run some kind of, they run the numbers like that, and now all of a sudden everyone's like, yeah, heck yeah, I want to do it. And all of a sudden they have 20 people out of those 200 that jump in 1 month, and they're like, whoa, I made money in network marketing. Fancy that. And now everybody's motivated, and they go out and they go back to the other list building thing, and they get some results, but you build your list bigger and bigger. And then that one probably doesn't go very far either, unless you're really connected with someone at the top that is just really driving this, and you get to kind of ride their coattails. I think that most people, and I don't know this for any kind of fact, but my feeling in looking at the industry is that it's a step-by-step industry. So your first step, your first opportunity, you're going to lose money, but you can gain contacts, gain friends, gain experience and learning, and put this all together so that the next one you might actually break even. And then the next one after that, you actually turn a profit. And then you're kind of off to the races. And you can either flow with that and make that one successful, or you can go, and I don't care what anyone says. I didn't want to launch into a network marketing tirade here, but it doesn't matter the opportunity, and it doesn't matter when you get in. You are what matters in network marketing. Okay, there's some of the most successful network marketers of all time. I don't remember his name, but a guy that got into Amway, he waited like 3 years before he did anything after he signed up. And the company had been around for like 40 years when he got started. And the guy, when he finally got started, he was in his 40s. So I don't remember if the company had been around for 40 years, but he was in his 40s. So he was like 47 or 48 or something, like an old dog learning new tricks, you know. But when he finally got desperate enough to go for it and to do it, he became a billionaire in a company that had been around for a very long time. And I don't remember if it was 40 years, but Amway had been around for a long time when this guy got started. So he did not get in on the ground floor. He did not have a list. He did not have all this expertise, and he didn't go gangbusters about it all of a sudden. Well, he probably did all of a sudden, but not. He didn't go gangbusters from day one. Like, he got it. His sponsor kept telling him, listen to these tapes, learn all this stuff. And the guy spent like years just learning before he actually really did anything. And he still became a billionaire. So why do I say that? Because it doesn't matter. Like, all these things that people say, this is your only good opportunity to, that's another one I hate, when people say there's only one good opportunity out there. That is such bull. Richard Branson or any other billionaire would never say that. They would never say, oh yeah, you only get two great opportunities in life, and if you miss those, you're SOL. Right? Like, they make opportunity anywhere, anytime. So that's my tirade for that. You just got to do it right. And the reason that I go into that is because of the value of list building. Like, even if you don't have a product right now, you don't have anything of your own to sell, you can't think of anything that you would create that you want to sell. And you just, like, all this stuff is kind of like, well, I don't have anything to sell. Well, I don't have any knowledge where I could create a product. I'm not an expert in anything. No one trusts me. Whatever you could possibly say. The value here is that you can build. Can you hear my son? I'm amazed he hasn't come down here yet. I'm in the basement and he's just up there like singing to himself, making all kinds of noise on his own. You can create a list and sell other people's products and other people's expertise and everything about other people, and you can make millions of dollars. Literally, you could be like the people who are selling a $5 subscription to enough people, and you could be making $1.2 million a year with just 20,000 subscribers. Now this was almost a year ago that I learned about them. They could have doubled that by now. I don't know. That if I was bringing in $20,000, $100,000 a month, you know what I would do with it? I would not be buying a new Ferrari every month. I guarantee you that. I would not be buying a new Ferrari every month. I would be living in the same house I'm living, still driving a Mazda 3. Well, actually, I might get an off-road vehicle 1 month, okay? I admit that. I might buy a $20,000 truck. But then that money, I would be putting a substantial amount of that money into exactly what I had done to get 20,000 subscribers. I'd be putting that back in so that I could get 40,000 subscribers and then 60,000 subscribers. And why not? I'm sure that they built up that. Well, I know because they said they did this because they were broke. They were school teachers. They'd retired, and they're like, "Wait, our retirement really sucks. Like, our life is not going to be so great. We need to do something still for ourselves." And this is what they figured out. So I know that they built that from a shoestring budget where they had nothing, and they built it up. They built it to $100,000 a month, which is $1.2 million a year. You know, take some of that out for taxes. Let's say that they're really walking away with $600,000 a year. Okay, $600,000 a year after taxes is what they've got in their pocket, and they're used to living on a teacher's budget of about $40,000 a year each. So let's take $100,000 for that whole year. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Good. He's up. He's found me. How's my Maxwell? Oh. So
What
let's
guy,
say,
Dad?
huh?
What guy?
What guy? No, you. You're my buddy.
Oh.
He thinks I.
Big guy?
What big guy? You're my big guy.
I'm
So
a tiny guy.
now I'm just rambling on. Hopefully you've turned this off by now. But if you're still watching this video, then wow, you're awesome. I love you. So let's just imagine that they take $100,000 to live on each year. Now they're doing 20 grand better than they were before. That's enough to add a really nice vacation to Hawaii or anywhere in the world for that matter. Maybe they're going to Italy. You know, these guys are educators and poets and artists. Of course they're going to Italy. Of course they're going to Europe and exploring and living that life that for their entire married lives they've been struggling for. They've been trying to get. And what they didn't deliver it. But now all of a sudden they've got it because of what they're doing online. And so I'm sure they're living a very good life, much better life on just $100,000 a year than they ever were before the rest of their lives. They're probably just they're probably just kicking themselves that they just figured this out now that they're retired. But hey, at least they're making the most of their retirement, right? And so now they're enjoying life. They've got $500,000 left over to continue marketing the way that they built 20,000 subscribers from a shoestring budget. Now they've got $500,000 to throw into. You think they're not taken care of? I mean, I'm sure they're just throwing some of that in the bank so that they've got that backup if for some reason it stopped working, you know. But then I'm sure they're taking a lot and adding it into new subscribers. And I'm sure they have some people that unsubscribe every month. And so they're building that to a new level. And that's what I would be doing. And that's what you could be doing as well, is literally taking whatever your simplest skill is, your little hobby, the thing that you love the most. There are tens of thousands of other people out there who love that thing as well and would be willing to give you $5 a month for your expertise on that thing. If you don't feel like you have even that level of expertise, that you could write a simple little poem on a daily basis. To me, that seems a little overwhelming. Be like, oh yeah, I have to do this every day. I'm sure that he can write, 7 poems in one day. She can draw 7 pictures, and they can have it all up in one day, working 4 hours of the day. They can have the entire week's worth of poems all ready to go. You need some clothes on?
Yeah.
I agree. That would be a great idea. Do you need my help, or can you get them?
We need your help.
Okay. Well, that's a good reason for me to wrap up this video then. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. But hopefully that gives you a glimpse into what is possible. And thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Ciao.